of the Oosterhout Free Library. Do you know what a rover is? Have you seen one before? A rover is kind of like a robot, and you might be familiar with robots like BB-8, who explore the galaxy in the Star Wars movies and the books. But did you know that there are real-life rovers out there exploring space? There are. In fact, something exciting happened this week, and NASA launched its newest rover, or robot, called Perseverance, and it's on its way to Earth's closest neighbor, the planet Mars. And it's not alone. This time, Perseverance has its own helicopter called Ingenuity, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to learn a little bit about Ingenuity. I'm going to share a story with you, and then you're going to get to make your very own helicopter. So let's get started. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to visit another planet like Mars? Do you think you'd find life there, or do you think you'd be all by yourself? In this story, Life on Mars by John Agee, a young man imagines himself on our closest neighboring planet, Mars. I am on Mars. I've traveled a long way from Earth. I'm here to find life. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Nobody believes that there is life on Mars, but I do. And I just know that I'm going to find it. So far, Mars looks pretty gloomy. More gloomy than I thought. And I'm starting to wonder, could anything possibly live here? It's dark and it's cold. I've brought this gift of chocolate cupcakes. I don't think I'll find anybody to eat them. Wow, I was wrong. Mars has nothing but miles and miles of rocks and dirt. It's obvious. Nothing could possibly live here. What a disaster! Everybody was right. There's no life on Mars. I'm going home immediately. Uh-oh, where's my spaceship? I can't believe it. I'm lost. Lost on Mars, where there is no life. Wait a minute. What is that? No way. It's life, and it's on Mars, and it's alive. What an amazing discovery. I can't wait to get back to Earth and show everybody what I found. And look, it's my box of cupcakes. How did that get here? Now I've got to find my spaceship. I'll bet I'll get a good view from on top of that mountain. Where did that mountain come from? Aha! There it is. At last. What an adventure. I always believed that there was life on Mars, and I was right. I think I deserve a treat. He was looking for signs of life on Mars. And that is exactly the mission of all the rovers that are on Mars, including the Perseverance. Now, if you look behind me, this is a picture taken from a rover that's already on Mars, and its name is Curiosity. And so Curiosity took this picture, and as you can see, the surface of the Mars is kind of rocky. And if you look off on the distance, There's cliffs and there's different valleys. Those are not safe for the rovers to travel over. It's much too bumpy and unsteady. So that's why Perseverance has a helicopter that it's going to take with it, who will be able to fly out kind of like a drone and then scout out, take some pictures of areas that are not safe for the rover to go, and that will give information to the scientists at NASA on where they could possibly find life. And that is the mission of what the rovers are doing on the surface of Mars. Let's take a closer look at this helicopter called Ingenuity. Looking at very early prototype of the helicopter, and the scientists at NASA had to try to design a helicopter that would lift or take off on an atmosphere that's very different from Earth. So the helicopter had to be very light and the blades had to go very fast, and that one did not work. So a couple years later, they came up with another design, and that's what we're going to see here. You can see how fast the blades are moving. And will it take off? And we have success. But the helicopter looks a little bit different today. It looks just like this model of the helicopter you see right here. Pretty cool. Now let's make our own. Behind me you see an illustration of Ingenuity and Perseverance, and this is what they will look like while they're doing their mission on Mars. Well, let's do our own mission right here, and we'll make our own paper helicopter. In the description box below, you will see a pattern that you could print out, or you can even draw it on a piece of paper. Just follow along what it looks like right here. Now you'll see these dotted lines that you'll want to cut on, and the solid lines you will want to fold on. Let's do that now. Once you have cut it out, you will see that it looks like this. Now these folded lines, you might want to score it by taking something like a butter knife or something that'll help you fold nicely and neatly on the lines. Now, if you don't get it right the first time, that's okay, because you saw in that video, NASA engineers don't always get it right the first time. They have to keep improving their design. So what you do first is you're going to fold right here one way, and the other blade or rotor will go the opposite direction. Now you're going to take X and Y and you're going to fold them in like that. Then you will fold Z up. So when it's done, it will look like A and B is right there. And there X and there's your Z. And that is your paper helicopter. Now let's give it a whirl, and I mean that, a whirl. To see how successful your helicopter may be, you're going to want to drop it from a height. You don't throw it like a paper airplane. So you might want to start like at your shoulder height and then drop it down and see how fast it goes. Now the way you can see how fast it flies is by counting the number of times it rotates or turns around. And then you can try to do it again from a higher height. So you can go even faster. Now that was a little bit fast for me to count. Why don't we take a look at it in slow motion? So now that you've seen that your helicopter can fly, you might want to try to experiment and improve on the design. Maybe you can make it smaller, maybe make it bigger, maybe you could change the angle of the blades a little bit. So go ahead and try a new design. I'll include a link in the description box below to the NASA description of this very project with a cute video about it. And I'll also include a link to a fun story time told from space. Yes, on the International Space Station. Have fun and keep exploring.